Y'all, let me tell you, paying off debt is boring. It's boring, y'all. But don't be telling Dave Ramsey I said that. Because if he come for me, I'm going to know you told him. So today, I finally put pen to paper and figured out 10 ways that I stay motivated to pay debt. Y'all, 10 practical ways, not just this theoretical, like, oh, whatever. I mean, some of it is theoretical. But, y'all, I needed to figure out how to stay motivated to pay debt, especially since I've like been making extra money. It's like, do I pay debt or do I spend? Now, we all know that Joy went on a spending spree, right? I went on a spending spree. The spree has died. However, we still got some things to take care of. But today we're going to talk about 10 practical ways that I have been able to stay motivated to pay off debt. And it's like actual things that I'm doing. It's not just like, you know, I watch somebody else's channel and this is what they're doing. This is actually things that I'm doing that helps me like stay motivated to pay off debt. Got my trusty notes here. I got them propped up on a box so I don't have to like bend all over or pick up my laptop. Y'all, I'm ready today. I am ready on this Sunday morning. Hallelujah. So it hasn't been easy. I've come into like a couple like lump sums of money from my spring activities check and, you know, summer school. And so it hasn't really been easy to be like, okay, I'm just going to throw all this at debt. I'm like, wait a minute, I have a life to live, right? I have a life and I have things that I need. And I believe Dave Ramsey makes allowances for these things. But I feel like I got a little bit off. And so now I like had to like reel myself back in and like get my life together, right? So earlier like maybe a couple months ago, somebody left me a question, or actually a video idea, and asking me like, how do I stay motivated to pay off debt? Well, back then, like I was in the honeymoon phase, right? I was like, it was so exciting to like get the $1,000 and like save a starter emergency fund. Like that was fun, right? It was like the honeymoon stage. Like, so it was super fun to do that. It was super fun trying to figure out how I can like make extra money, how I can cut corners in my budget and like put it towards $1,000. That was really fun. But now we're settling into like the boring part, and that is the paying off debt, right? And so, and the reason why I feel like it's boring is because it's like the long game, right? So the $1,000, you were supposed to save $1,000 fast in baby step number 1. So that was, you know, great. And so now we're supposed to be gazelle intense on, you know, paying off debt. And I feel like that's easier said than done. Like, especially as a single person, you're not running your finances by anybody. Ain't nobody checking your account to see what you're paying for or buying or anything like that. So I have to be like a little bit more on top of myself than like relying, I guess, on outside influences to like help me stay on track, right? So I did, y'all know, buy some back to school supplies. I bought some back to school clothes. I've done some things. Now I got this camping trip coming up, but we're going to back it up for a second. So my name is Joy. I'm 48 years old. I'm single by way of divorce. And I'm working my way through Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. And I'm on baby step number 2, which is the debt snowball. Now, I don't even have a debt snowball. I don't think it ever snowballed because my lowest payments were so small that I could just pay them off, right? Pay them off, or they got canceled. Hence the student loan, honey. I'm all about debt cancellation, child. So let's see here. So I'm gonna get through these pretty quickly. Hopefully I can still be under my 30-minute goal for these videos on Sunday. So 10 practical ways I stay motivated to pay off debt. Number 1, these are in no particular order, right? So first, this is theoretical. It is theoretical, not theoretical. But number 1 is to know and revisit my why or my vision for my future, right? So I feel like if I have no plan, then I'm not really aiming for anything, right? So my goal is to retire early from 9 to 5 work, and early for me would be 55, and that would be in 6 years. 6 years, because I'll be 49 next month. And so that'll be 6 years, I'll be 55. And when I retire from work, so a lot of people might feel like they look forward to a retirement so they don't have to work, but I still feel like if you are just sitting at home with no purpose, you're still unfulfilled, right? So I want to retire early from 9 to 5 work, which is age 55 for me. I would love to invest in real estate, and I would love to foster to adopt. And I would like to be able to do the real estate so I can be a stay-at-home mom and work from home, whatever. I just want to retire from 9 to 5 work, not retire from like earning income, if you get what I'm saying. And so because I have those goals in front of me, I feel like I can always think about that future. And these are real things that I actually want to do, you know, and I fostered before, and I really would love to adopt. And I've been looking into that. It's really expensive. It's really expensive. I might go the foster to adopt route. We'll see. Foster care is not easy. It's not easy. So number 2, a way that I stay motivated to pay off my debt is to give myself a payoff date. It can't just be this arbitrary thing in the future. So my payoff date is June 1st, 2025. So if you've been watching my journey all along, you know that right now, as of today, the only debt I have is my car. And that's roughly $10,800 that I have to pay off. So my goal date for having everything paid off is June 1st, 2025. And you might be like, Joy, why so long? Because that's, I believe, 11 months away. And it's because I am a low income earner. So for the 23-24 school year, I am a sign language interpreter at a high school. That's what I do for a living. We get paid for 10 months of work, and it gets spread out over 12 months. And so my income was only $37,756 for the 23-24 school year. I expect a slight bump for the 24-25 school year, but I probably won't get that salary letter until the end of August, like just before we get paid. And so so now going forward, now that I have a goal date, now that means that it's like now I'm gazelle intense on figuring out in my budget first, like where I'm going to, like how much do I have at the end of each paycheck after my expenses are paid. And instead of thinking about what I can buy, it's like I'm gonna throw it at that debt. So like anything above my expected payment amount for my car goes towards the principal. So that's nice, right? It goes directly to the principal. So I have a payment that I make every month. It's $355. I make that payment every month. So anything above that will go directly towards the principal. So that's good. Also, I pushed the date out a little further because there is a, what do we call it, a runcation that I have planned for the end of September, September 20th and 21st. It is a team event. So there's 3 teams of us of 8, I believe, that are running this Ragnar race in Wisconsin, and we paid for it back in December before I started this journey. And so if it was only me, I could cancel it, get out of it, and be done. But because I'm part of a team and they're counting on me, and it hasn't been easy to even find people to like, because it's like out of town, it's Wisconsin, it's things we have to do. So there are some costs that's associated with that because it's like a camping. We're running in the woods. We're running in the woods, so, and we are camping, and it's like a runcation. It's like a vacation, but you're running. So we get a medal at the end. Yay. And so our camping spots are paid for already. The entry fee for the race is paid for already, but I'm gonna need food. I'm gonna need to pay to park my car for those few days. I think it's $10 a day to park my car. I had to get some lights because I'll probably be running at night in the woods. Now y'all know black people in the dark in the woods in movies, y'all. Come on now. So I had to buy like a vest of lights, and then like, you know, those lighted vests that runners wear at night, and then I bought a headlamp. So I have started making purchases for that, but I do know where the money is coming from for that. So yeah, it's some other expenses. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but I'll probably like outline that in a different video. And so number 3, how I stay motivated to pay off debt, is that I plan for my future and dream for what I want to have happen once I'm out of debt. So yes, I have the goals that I want to achieve, but now I have to sit down and actually plan out how I'm going to do that, right? So when I talk about real estate investment, it's not just this arbitrary whatever to buy, because I feel like I've had some different ideas about it. Like if I buy a duplex or a triplex, am I going to live in one of them and rent out the other? You know, those are some things I have to think about, as well as location, right? Especially if I want to be a foster mom or adoptive mom. If I'm not married, I don't know, things could change if I get married, whatever. But as of right now, this is where I am on it, right? Or even if I marry somebody that has children, right? And if we decide that we want to live in a particular place, now we're checking out school districts and different things like that, right? So so now I have to sit down and like write the vision and make it plain, right? Jeremiah 29:11, because I feel like if it just stays in my head, I can't see it, and also I can't make room for something else, right? So if I get it on paper and kind of see, and I can start mapping out, like, how am I going to do it? Like, for example, I need to I need to research different areas where I would like to purchase real estate. I have a friend who's a real estate agent, and so she's helpful with that, and she's already given me the name of a lender to help me, like, he can start telling me now, like, what things I need to get in order if I want to purchase real estate. Also, the local college has some real estate investment courses. I can look into taking some of those. There's some online courses and things like that. So I'm going to have a journal. So I meant to buy 3 journals last week. I only bought 2 because I want to buy a journal that I like to write in. So one is for YouTube, one is for a prayer journal, and so my 3rd journal is going to be to write down my dream and what that looks like for me. And part of that came from listening to Ramit. Don't tell Dave I've been listening to Ramit, y'all. Don't be telling him. Don't be telling him. But he talks about living your rich life and like, what does that look like, you know? So once I'm out of debt, I need to actually know like what I'm aiming for, right? Like write that down. Like, how am I going to like fulfill these things? What do I need to do as far as adoption and foster care and different things like that? Like, what do I need to have in order? Like, what are the regulations? Like, different things like that, you know? And so number 4, practical ways that I stay motivated to pay off debt is I am planning a celebration for when I'm debt free. Don't tell Dave, y'all, because all this probably go against what he's talking about. He want us to celebrate by doing a debt free scream. Honey, I'm gonna be screaming in California, child, because that's where I'm gonna be. So my friend, who is a Beachbody coach, she's my Beachbody coach, and I also work with her. We work together, and she goes to this summit every year for Beachbody, and I think the past 2 years it's been in Texas. Well, next year it's in California. And so my debt payoff goal date is June 1st, and the summit is in July. It's July like 20th and 21st or something like that. And so I bought my ticket yesterday for the summit. That was $160. I know where it's coming from. I'm not... $160, yes, could go towards paying down debt, but in order to do this, I have to like pay for things early. Like, I had to buy my ticket early. If I didn't buy my ticket now, the cost would have gone up. So it helps me to have bought it early. And I didn't take away from any bills or anything. I just didn't pay off debt, right? But I feel like it's important for me, when things have like a start and an end, I love the reward at the end. Like, I have to be working towards something, right? So that reward for me, I've never been to California before. I've never traveled out of town with her before. I think it'll be exciting. It'll be a lot of fun, and it's not like I'm just tagging along on somebody else's vacation. This is like my vacation, right? It's my celebration, and I'm going to make sure that I celebrate that. And my friend, she knows that I'm on this journey, and she is very celebratory. And so I can count on her to celebrate with me, and so that's always a fun thing. So number 5, how I stay motivated to pay off debt is share my journey with other people. Hence this YouTube channel. Y'all, if I didn't start this channel, there's no way I would still be on this journey. I would have spent all the money. I would have been right back where I started at the beginning of this year. There is no way, but it's something about when you share it with other people, and not necessarily my friends, because your friends give you grace, right? My friends give me grace. They're not going to be like, you know, do this, do, and also they're not going to want to talk about it with me all the time. But I'm telling you, the internets will come for you, honey. If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, they will come for you. They will pick apart what you're doing, how you're doing it, why you get divorced. Child, honey, I've had it all, honey. So just sharing the journey, I think, keeps me on my toes. And it's so interesting. Like, I'll want to buy something. Yesterday I was browsing on Amazon, and I was like, nope, if I buy this, I'm going to have to tell the YouTubes that I bought it. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that because the goal here is my journey towards like debt freedom, financial independence, debt payoff, all that good stuff, right? And so I needed something in some way to like, to somebody, something needed to hold me accountable, right? Because your friends give you grace, or they'll back off if you like push back or whatever. And so I didn't want that, right? So it does help me stay motivated. It helps me stay accountable. All right, number 6, have small unrelated wins along the way. So for me, what motivates me, or I guess what keeps me going, what keeps pulling me in the same direction, is accomplishment and winning and succeeding at something else. I can't not do anything, and that's part of why I say that the like this debt-free snowball or debt snowball journey, the total money makeover, that's why I say like this part of it is like kind of boring, because I don't have those small debts to pay off anymore. I'm just left with a big debt to pay off. And so I feel like June 2025 is a long way to wait for a win. So I needed to like have some small wins along the way. And so for me, like I signed up for a 5K at the end of August. So right now I'm training for that 5K, and I'll get to see the fruits of my labor at the end of August. And that came from my fun money budget, because I do have a fun money budget. I'll talk about that at the end. And then, or like DIY projects. If you've been watching my channel, or at least the last vlog, you know that I've done some DIY projects, put some shelves together. I bought a bathroom shelving unit that I have yet to put together, but just different things like that. I bought some flowers that I, you know, just little things to like spruce up the things in my home, because those are little wins like along the way, just little things that I can do along the way to like give me like that, I guess, instant gratification, or, you know, just that sense of being able to just keep going, I guess. So number 7 is to revisit my budget several times during the week and look for where I can cut corners to allocate more towards paying down debt. So I don't just set a budget and don't look at it. I look at that budget almost every single day. Number 1, to make sure I stay on track, make sure my expenses on my budget match what's happening in my bank account, different things like that, because I think that's how people catch also, like if you've been hacked and things like that, you can always kind of tell, right? Like if it was this yesterday and now today it's this, but I haven't bought anything and I don't have anything scheduled to come out, you know, things like that. So I look at my budget every day. It just keeps it in front of me, and it's nice to like, and I use just a Google Doc with the check boxes. So every time I pay something off, I can tick the box. I'm a big box ticker. If I can see those boxes ticked, I feel like I'm moving forward. And so I look at it every day. So, and really the only things I have left on my budget until the end of August when I get paid again is really just my grocery money, like Planet Fitness, that comes out automatically. That's $10 a month. My gas and my, what's it called? My personal maintenance money. Those are really the only things that come out now, like every, what, like twice a month or whatever. And so it's July now, so I just have, like, I mean, that has been wonderful to just track my spending and track what I'm doing, and just making sure, and making plans also for any extra money that I have coming in. So I had 2 days of football camp. That money is paying for my summit ticket that I just bought. And then at the end of this month, so after this week, this is my last week off. So next week I start band camp, and that money is going to partially fund my that camping runcation trip I have, and maybe my plane ticket for this. I don't know yet. I don't have that part all the way figured out yet, but that's why I keep going to my budget and like see what's going on and make notes in my budget, so I know what I need to buy. What do I want to buy? Like, what's happening, right? What's happening in real life? Because I remember I used to make a budget so stringent that it didn't account for anything else. Like, it didn't account for any emergencies that would pop up, any fun that I wanted to have. If a friend asked me to go to lunch after work, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I was always disappointing myself because I was always taking from something else so that I could do this over here. And not that it was wrong, but I felt like the promises that I was making to myself, I wasn't keeping. All right, so number 8, how I stay motivated to pay off debt is research ways to make extra income to pay off debt. So I work in education, and I remember my very first video, somebody was coming for me because I said I didn't want to do gig work. And that's because I don't want to do it, right? That's not the only way to earn extra income, and there's also nothing wrong with it, right? And the reason I had said that, because at the time my car had just approached 100,000 miles, and I just didn't want to put that kind of wear and tear on my car, right? And so, and in this area where I live, we only have DoorDash. We don't have Uber Eats, just lots of things we don't have out here because we're so far south of the city, you know, of Chicago. And so I found other ways. And so where I work at the high school, they have extracurricular activities, or actually for me, sports. So the Illinois High School Association, they require that high schools have paid staff to handle a lot of the work for sports games, so that it can be like an official game. Like, so for basketball, you have to pay somebody to keep the clock, you have to pay somebody to do the scoreboard, you have to pay somebody to do the book, different things like that, that they prefer you not use volunteers for, but a paid staff member to do that. So I've been able to capitalize on a lot of those opportunities. I jump on them as soon as they send out the email. And so now I kind of have an in with the lady who sets that up for us. And so she kind of knows that if something, like, because I'll sign up for a whole season of something. I won't just pick up games here and there. I'll sign up for a whole volleyball season, for a whole basketball season, things like that. Also, as far as interpreting, we have some of those opportunities come up every now and then, but I'm not in seniority, so I'm not always at the top of the list to be able to pick up things. And granted, some people don't want to do after school activities because they have kids at home, they have families. Well, I'm in a unique position to where I don't have to be home. I don't have to let out pets. I don't have to pick kids up from school. I don't have those types of responsibilities. So right now, I'm going to make sure I just capitalize on being single and being able to pick up as much work as possible outside of my regular work day. And at the same time, then we had summer school. I was able to work summer school. So just researching different ways to just be able to just bring in extra income that's not going to, I guess, burn me out, right? I love after school activities. I remember I started working these after school games because I was going to the basketball games anyway. So, hey, I might as well get paid to do it, and I got one of the best seats in the house, right? I'm sitting at the table, got one of the best seats in the house. So it wasn't a stretch for me to be able to do that. I think it's fun. It makes a long work day, but I was okay with that because at that time, I didn't have the goal of like getting out of debt or anything like that, but just making extra money. Of course, I have nothing to show for it because I probably just made it and spent it. So, number 9, purge and organize. Purge and organize. Y'all thought it was going to be a sentence. I did too. So purge and organize, meaning like declutter. Declutter and organize. And one of the reasons why that keeps me motivated to pay off debt is because I know there's a future, right? I don't have to like hold on to things because there is going to come a day where I get out of debt and then I'm going to have extra money to do things. Now, baby step number 3 is to save 3 to 6 months of expenses. But if you think about it, once you get out of debt, those expenses are significantly lower, right? And my expenses are relatively low anyway. I pay rent. I don't pay any utilities or anything like that. So I pay rent. And then groceries, I buy my own groceries. And like fund money, whatever, personal maintenance, just those things, because there won't be that debt, like gas and things like that. And so I need to make room for other things. I can start making room for things, right? And I never really saw myself like that before. Like I was telling you guys last week, I never saw myself actually being able to be debt-free before, like in its actuality, right? Like that I actually could do it and see the light at the end of the tunnel. So now that I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, I can kind of purge some things that I was like holding on to, make room for new things, set my room up for different things, you know, like, I don't know, like something as simple as having a TV. I don't have a TV in my room. I just use my laptop for all things, right? And just something that simple, like I can make room for that. I can plan for that, you know? So yeah, there's a scripture that talks about, I don't know. If I find it, I'll put it in. But anyhow, number 10, how I stay motivated to continue paying off debt is that I build in inexpensive fun into my budget. So I do have a list of fun, inexpensive, budget-friendly things that I have been able to either do or am planning to do, like this summer or this year or whatever, right? So what I did was, once I got paid for summer school, I took $600 and put it in a fund for car repairs, and then I took $500 and I allocated it for fun money. And that fun money is to last me until the end of this year. Until the end, so December, at the end of December, right? So I took $500 for fun money. And so some of the things that I've been doing, I got 10 things that I've been able to do. So I've gone to the movies, and I've so far paid full price for movies. However, I just learned that on Wednesdays in July, educators can get a free movie ticket. If they go to a matinee, we can get a free movie ticket. Also, matinees are less expensive than the evening shows. Tuesdays are $5 matinees if I go, like if I use my reward. So most theaters have movie rewards. Sign up for that, buy your ticket online early, and access your rewards that way and get a $5 ticket for Tuesdays. So that's been a great time. I've seen more movies this summer than I have any other summer. So Wednesday, I plan on going to the movies, taking advantage of that educator discount, the educator free ticket, and see Bad Boys finally. I've seen every other movie except Bad Boys. So it is still playing. Next, join a running group. I've joined a running group. I've been joined a running group because sometimes it's easier to run and get the thing done when you're working out with other people. So join a running group, train to run a 5K, and sign up to run that 5K. And that's what I've done. So next, do a pizza movie night at home. Every Friday night, I have a pizza movie night. And I even like make it more special than just like watching movies like during the week or whatever. I'll go to Amazon Prime. I might buy or rent a movie. Not buy it, I'll rent a movie. Right now I do have, so I cancel my Amazon Prime subscription. So one time, I think when I ordered I had placed a large order with Amazon, and the shipping was $30. It was cheaper for me to sign up for Amazon Prime and get the free shipping than paying the $30 for shipping. So that's what I did. And as soon as they shipped my things out, I canceled Amazon Prime. But now I think I still have it until like August 7th or something. So I capitalized on that, and I've watched a couple of movies or shows that I don't typically have access to, because you guys know I don't have Netflix or Hulu or anything like that. I've been watching Tubi. So it's kind of a treat to now use Amazon Prime and watch movies on Amazon. So I did watch that Tyler Perry movie, y'all. The what's it called? Divorce in the Black. And I watched, if you guys have ever watched this show called Dexter. So it was this old show called Dexter. He was a forensic scientist or a medical examiner, but he was also a murderer. Well, I watched that a long time ago, and what I didn't realize was that there was a Dexter, like now, like 10 years later, it's called Dexter New Blood. So I've been able to watch that series, and I think this past Friday night, that's what I watched instead of a movie. I really enjoy TV series that I'm able to just binge watch, and so I've been able to use that as my Friday night movie pizza night, and like make it fun, like make it like if I had a family and we were doing pizza night, what would that look like? I make it cozy, like, you know, have dessert, like just two different things, something that I wouldn't necessarily do during the week. You might think it's corny or whatever, but I love that. I like practicing for the life I know I'm going to have in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like sometimes, let me step out of the box a little bit. Sometimes as women, like, we want to get married and we want to have a family, but we're not really practicing the things that we would do once we have a family. And let me tell you, I've been married and I've been divorced, and it's not automatic. Like, just because I'm married now doesn't mean now I'm going to get up and make breakfast. It doesn't mean now I'm going to like not lay around in my pajamas every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like I need to practice now for the life I believe that God has for me, right? So if I believe I'm going to have a husband, what do I want that to look like? If I believe I want to have a family, what do I want that to look like, you know? And so just start practicing those things now. And to me, that's fun. It helps me stay motivated, because I feel like getting out of debt is a step towards the future that God has for me. And so another thing that I do is a food fast. I was supposed to go to a food fest yesterday. I was exhausted yesterday. I did not go, and I saved money because I didn't go. Now, going to the food fest was free, but you pay for, I guess, food to eat. And so one of my suggestions is, if you're going to a food fest that you don't want to spend a lot of money on, is eat before you go, and then only like decide before you go how much money you want to spend. So my decision was to spend between $20 and $25. That's all I was going to spend on this taco food fest. And I was going to eat before I went, so that I'm not like starving and I just have to have something. Probably get a couple tacos, and I'm sure they would have some fried ice cream or something like that. That's what I was planning on doing. It was super hot yesterday. I was exhausted. I was running in the morning. Done. And also, I thought I had a meeting tomorrow morning. I was supposed to have a work meeting that just got canceled last night. And so I was like, well, I need to get things done before I actually go back to work next week. And so I was doing laundry all day, and resting. So that's what I did. Next, DIY projects. So my friend, and I'm doing this as well, both ways. I'm buying new furniture as well as looking for furniture to rehab. So rehabbing furniture that people have like thrown out or that are selling on Facebook Marketplace or at the thrift store, you know, you can get those things for cheap. And like, so my friend, what she would do, she would find something, she would like sand it down, she would like repaint it, and then she would just buy like hardware, like new hardware for it. Like if it's missing handles, or even if it's not missing handles, just buying new hardware for those drawers just makes it look new. And she would do this all the time. She would do it all the time. And so that is something, to me, it's fun, like doing DIY projects. I have this shelf sitting here in my kitchen that I have not yet taken out of the box because I have to clean before I actually put it up. I did a shelving unit, a cube shelving unit in my room. So that to me is, again, a small win. It gives me a sense of accomplishment on my way to being debt-free. And so next, go thrifting. So if you have like a hankering to shop, go to the thrift store. In my vlog, I was wearing this blue jean baby doll dress, and I got it from the thrift store like 2-3 years ago. And it's just something, I wanted something light, something simple that I could throw on, and if I like put on some accessories, it's an outfit, right? It's an outfit. And so go thrifting. You can buy things for just a few dollars, whether it's furniture, whether it's clothes, or whatever. Easy things to like upgrade your wardrobe, upgrade your room, or places in your house, whatever. Also finding new recipes to make. So as a vegetarian-ish, sometimes the reason why I'll revert back to chicken and fish sometimes is because I don't feel like I have enough variety in my food selection sometimes. So I love looking for like different recipes to make, whether it's baking. I'm not too much of a baker. I prefer cooking over baking, but like one day I was really like craving like a hearty stew. So I was able to find a recipe for a creamy, like hearty vegetable stew, and it was really good. It was really good, and I was happy that I found it. And like things like that for me would just come out of my grocery budget. Usually like during the winter time, I'll make a pot of that soup or a pot of corn chowder, because then I can eat it all week and it's not really breaking my bank or anything like that, because I don't have to buy something new every day to eat. So that, and then next, I go to local college sports events for like cheap fun. I love going to basketball games, y'all. I love basketball games. I go to our high school games. Sometimes our high school is playing tournaments. I'll go to that. My friend has a son who plays AAU basketball. I'll go to that. But also I like going to the local basketball games. Like usually on Saturdays are my local colleges. I have a few local colleges that have games on Saturdays, like during basketball season. So that's something for me to get out of the house. Like it's inexpensive. I can bring my own snacks. They're not like checking to see what you got. Like they have concession stands, but I don't have to buy their concessions. I can just have my own snacks or my own food or whatever. And so that's always fun. It's also, ladies, that's where the men are, child. That's where the men are, honey. Pro tip. So it's so fun to like go to these games, to meet people. It's a lot of fun. I've met people before, maybe not somebody that I see myself with long term, but it's always fun and it's a good time. Next, what do? I started a YouTube channel, you guys. Again, this to me is fun on a budget. I really enjoy recording videos. I enjoy doing vlogs. I feel like every time I go out, I was like, oh, I can record. Oh, I can do this. I can do, you know what I'm saying? And so to me, this was a fun hobby to have. And it's so interesting because it's kind of accidentally become successful, because really I was just throwing it up there. That first video I made, I recorded it before I was getting ready to leave to like go to a burger party. I was like, let me record this video. And the original thumbnail was just a screenshot of me from the video, child. I've since upgraded the thumbnail because I'm like, wait a minute, if people are watching, I want to make sure I put out the best quality that I can, right? Like I can't compare it to other people. I can only do the best that I can with the equipment that I have. And so this has been a fun, like inexpensive, no expensive hobby, right? I already had a ring light from, I don't even know why I have this ring light. I don't know, did I try? I think, oh, because I started a YouTube channel before that was unsuccessful, but it was nothing. I think it was good practice. I think that was good practice for this channel. So, so I think that's where I had this ring light before. I don't remember. Because I feel like I bought it before that. I don't know. Oh, I know. I think it was for pictures, for taking pictures or something. I don't even know. But when I started this channel, I didn't buy a new thing. I didn't buy anything. I just used my $70 Android, which I'm recording on right now. And it was just super inexpensive, and it was super fun to be able to do, and it didn't cost me anything. Again, I have a friend, Stephanie, who she had started a YouTube channel, and I had never known anybody personally that started a YouTube channel before until she did it. And so it inspired me, because I was like, oh, if she can do it, then I can do it too, you know, because I'm just a regular person, right? And that's what I like about YouTube. I like the regular people on YouTube. I don't necessarily go after the ones who got all this super edited footage and everything. I just like, you know, I just like regular people, because I feel like YouTube kind of leveled the playing field for like the regular people. So anyhow, the last thing is take a class at the local community college. And so, like I said, I found some real estate investment courses at the local community college. I haven't signed up for it yet, because I need to, it's like a 6-week class or something like that. And I can either go live or it's online, whatever the case may be. So I just have to figure that into my schedule eventually. So I'm looking into that, and I believe because it's a college class, it can be written off. I do know that when I was in college to become an interpreter, I got like I don't know what kind of form, some type of tax form at the end, in January. I got some type of tax form, and I submitted with my, I should look at these forms. I just know it said, give to your tax preparer. And so I did. And I got like a college tax credit, or college credit. Not a college, but like I got money back because I was in college. So look into that, because I do believe those classes can be written off with your taxes. I don't know if you have to take a certain number of credit hours to be able for that to happen, but that's something that you can research. But those are just some inexpensive things that I've worked into my budget to kind of help me stay motivated to pay off debt. So yeah, so those are things that have worked for me personally. And these are things that I actually doing. And so it's about, I'm at the 41-minute mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap this video up. I just want to let you guys know that like once I reach 1,000 subscribers, I plan on doing a live Q&A. And so if you have questions that you want me to include in that Q&A, just let me know. And the reason why I'm doing a Q&A, because I need to make sure I have something to talk about once I go live. So if nobody's there, if it's just me and the camera like it is right now, at least I'll have something prepared to talk about, you know. And so some people have sent me questions already. And the live is going to be a subscriber only live. And so if you watch all the time but not subscribed and you think you might want to join that live Q&A, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're not a subscriber, I believe you can still watch, but you just won't be able to like comment live. Okay, so that's all. So yeah, so once I reach 1,000 subscribers, I think I'm at 965 right now. Y'all, that blows my mind. Like I had no idea this channel would be this, it's not really popular, it's still like super small, but it grew way more exponentially than I thought it would. So I do appreciate you guys for watching and commenting. Yeah, commenting, giving suggestions. Y'all have great suggestions. Especially about these tax collectors, honey, or bill collectors, child. So yeah, so that's all for today. I want to make sure it stays under an hour, because that vlog, child, might be an hour, honey. But I will see you guys next week.